It's Reed from Blueberry Quilts, and today I'm going to talk to you about chain piecing and why we use it in quilting and how it'll help you quilt better. When you're sewing a quilt block together, like this block from our marble merger quilt, there are multiple pieces that need to be sewn together. I've already sewn these quarter square triangle pieces together, and they now need to be sewn to these larger half square triangle pieces. So in this block there are 4 of these quarter square triangle sections and 4 of these half square triangle sections. So you put them all together like this, and stack them up. And you could sew these one at a time and then come to your iron and press them open, but that would be very time consuming. And so in order to make this whole quilt, there are this many blocks that need to be sewn together. So you'll see why in a second, why it's time consuming to do it with the chain piecing method. When chain piecing, you start with what I refer to as a spider. It's just a scrap of fabric that you want to put through your machine first in order to make sure you don't get any tangles. And then you start taking your pieces and you get them all nice and lined up like this. Start sewing. And when you get to the end, you leave that piece there and you bring your next piece and just start sewing on that. And that creates a chain, because the threads are unbroken in between the pieces. There's definitely a thunderstorm going on in the background. I don't know if you can hear that or not. Then you bring your next piece, again, you don't cut. And you just keep sewing until you've got them all sewn together. So you go through that whole big stack that I showed you. Now we can cut the threads, and you end up with a chain. And this is why they call it chain piecing. So one way you can get the pieces apart is by cutting them apart individually with the scissors. But that would be kind of slow. So here's a little gadget. It's called the cutting gizmo, and in order to use the cutting gizmo, you just take and place the thread on top of a razor that's inside the cutting gizmo, and it makes cutting the pieces apart super easy. So it's a super fast way to sew multiple units together and get your quilt blocks done a lot faster. I hope you've enjoyed this video on chain piecing, and you'll use it the next time you're making a quilt block. Bye-bye for now.